Oh, I almost missed my chair. That's so awesome for me. What's poppin', y'all? It's your little Congolese ting and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to go over some of the up and coming trends when it comes to spring summer 2020, okay? Because actually like this past like maybe week and a half, I've been getting non-stop recommendations of fashion shows, obviously from top designers like Fendi, Dior, Gucci, and I was like, you know what? Like usually every season I go ahead and watch those fashion shows just for my own self and my own knowledge. So I kind of know, okay, what's up and coming, what pieces do I need to keep. I'd rather just feed into those trends, I feel like, than the short little fads that be happening. Lucky for you, I have no life. So I love watching 18-minute long fashion shows for no reason. So I figured why not make this into a video for you guys so that way I can share my information and the knowledge that I've gained from those fashion shows with you in a much more condensed and like concise video. Anyway, before we get started though, if you are new to my channel, hi, welcome, I'm Destiny. Make sure to click the subscribe button down below. I post every Friday and sometimes if you're lucky, 1 or 2 times extra during the week, but like, who really knows my schedule? I don't even really be knowing. So yeah, but you gonna see me every Friday. First of all, I just want to say in general, the spring summer season seems like it's very much about self-peace and like serenity, just from the vibes of the fashion shows of both Gucci, Dior, Louis Vuitton especially. So much of the music and just the atmosphere that was created in the fashion show seemed very much about like having self-peace and self-confidence and being serene with your own self and your emotions and things like that. A lot of that also did seem to translate into the fashion, so we're gonna get deeper into that. But I just wanted to say that's what it kind of seems like the season's going towards. First of all, shapes. Shapes are going to be it for this season, okay? Power suits, I'm sorry if I'm looking down my notes, but power suits are non-stop. Gucci, Versace, Louis Vuitton, Fendi, Dior, non-stop shoulder pads, okay? I mean, obviously that kind of has been a trend coming back and it seems like it's going to be here for a minute, considering it's kind of been around for maybe 2 seasons now already. But that's still a thing. But the thing to add to that is the shapes aren't the generic shapes that we always see. So, you know, just like shoulder pads or something tight or like a flared out skirt. It's very literally geometric. So the power suits, so many belts were worn. That was a very common theme. And so you would see a lot of triangle shapes. And even beyond that, there was a lot of square shapes happening too. So it's not necessarily about shapes fitting your figure this season. That's something that's been very recurrent, especially in the Gucci show. That was just non-stop. For colors this season, there's been a lot of new color pairings I've noticed that were sort of reoccurrent. Now, some were kind of more designer specific, but red and pale pink have been a reoccurring color pairing, which I don't really like the idea of same color, but you know, just different shades or tones of it. I feel like that just looks weird and like you're indecisive. But the way that it was done, especially with Gucci, was absolutely gorgeous. I'm literally speechless. Like, it was literally that gorgeous in the way that it was done. Another color pairing that I think is absolutely gorgeous but wasn't a reoccurring thing among all the designers was a soft blue with a beige. When I tell you Maria Chiori, I still don't know how to say her name. I'm so sorry. Maria, like, I'm just that speechless in that color pairing because I would never think to do those two together, but it just looked so gorgeous, so flawless, so classic and clean. Even when the pieces were kind of like out there and textured, which I will get into, it was so just serene. If you go and watch any show, watch the Dior one. Please, please, please. Dior and Saint Laurent. Saint Laurent, the vibe was a little bit more different, but the lights that they did were absolutely gorgeous. Those two at the very least, which also, let me add, all the videos are going to be linked down below along with my social media, so make sure to go ahead and follow me there. Self-plug, shameless. Guys, okay, this one, It is the season of yetis, okay? Yes, I am censoring myself because YouTube is not playing with their new policies, okay? But it is the season of yetis. And I mean like accentuated, popping out, like, and even use shapes to kind of accentuate that part of the female body is so crazy the way it's done. When I saw these few pieces, my jaw dropped because it was so weird, but so creative and gorgeous in its own ways, and how it was able to accentuate that shape of a woman's body was actually just dumbfounding for me. And I'm someone who, I don't really wear bras, like I don't really care. Nipples are honestly an accessory. And but when I saw that, I just loved it, because I really do love any type of way that I am able to accentuate that piece. And I've never seen or even considered those type of shapes that they did that barely covered anything, but at the same time just covered enough that was still kind of like, I would walk out like that, truthfully. And even some layering that they did with that on top of shirts to keep some type of like modest conservative look, I love that. Makes the look completely wearable. And honestly, I'm going to make it my own personal duty for this coming up season to find anywhere where I can get a top or just like a corset, some type of thing that has that same shape over the breasts, because that is just so gorgeous. And I feel like that's just something you could honestly wear forever, because it doesn't feel like it's stamped to a certain time or a certain trend or a certain fad, because not everybody did it. And I don't think it's going to be something that everybody loves either. Therefore, I want to incorporate it into my own wardrobe and make it a staple, because I feel like I'm not going to see too many people doing that, and it's just drop dead gorgeous. Along with the season of the yetis, it's also the season of see-through. Like, see-through was all over the runway this season. It was so gorgeous the way so many different brands are able to incorporate it. The way that Michelle and Donatella for Versace, and I'm so sorry, designer of Dior, I loved your collection, don't know how to say your name, Maria Chiori, she, oh my god, they all just beautifully incorporated see-through pieces in their collection. Granted, now Gucci's was very much so like literally sheer nipples out, and not saying there's anything wrong with it, because this is high fashion, so that's definitely acceptable, but that's definitely not something I feel like a lot of people are going to be able to incorporate on their day-to-day streetwear. But it was still gorgeous, and there were pieces that were actually somewhat incorporatable, and you could also always layer. Now the next trend I'm going to get into isn't anything new, but monochrome. Monochrome, still a thing, major thing, yeah. But I will say there was a lot of monochrome with beige. I guess this should still kind of go into the whole entire color area, or the color section of this video, but I'm gonna make it its own, because monochrome has been around for a minute. It was something big for this season too. I even did monochrome for this season. Beige was incorporated a lot, and I really enjoyed that. There was a lot of other colors too that were incorporated that I'm gonna show on the screen, but yeah, keep that up. That's a thing. Texture, texture, texture. It's all about textures. Like, when I tell you the texture is so beautiful that they incorporated, and the different types of textures and the way that it was done was so gorgeous. You literally see it across all of the runway shows, so there's no point in even me pointing out specifically which ones, but there was so much texture happening. And I don't even like textured pieces, but after watching all these shows, I just feel the need to like run to my nearest Nordstrom and just buy whatever I can get that has texture on it, because it's just, all the pieces just leave you breathless, like, honestly. And especially when it is one of those like color pairing type of looks, where it was like the red with the pastel soft pink, or the blue, the soft blue with the beige. So I definitely think that's something to try and incorporate this coming up season if you can. Large collars. To be honest, the first time I saw it on the Saint Laurent runway, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I thought it just looked weird and honestly kind of stupid, but it honestly really like grew on me. So when it came to Saint Laurent with Anthony Vaquerio, I think that's how you say his name. If not, I'm wrong. I'm probably saying it with a Spanish accent, because I am a Spanish major. But And he is Italian, so I don't know why I would say it with a Spanish accent, but I feel like if I say it with an English accent, it just sounds stupid and like an ignorant American. So, vaquero. Vaquero, the large collars were amazing. He won me over, truthfully and honestly. They look so gorgeous. Same with Sylvia Fendi. She did the same thing. There's just something so beautiful about large collars to me, especially I feel like with the power suits that's happening now, like I said, with the shoulders and the cinched in waist and like that triangle shape. And I'm actually focusing solely on the men's Versace show because I realized right before I honestly filmed this video, I mainly / only focused on the female shows. And I was like, well, why not I? Yes. I figured why not throw in just, a touch or something in there with the men's, because granted a lot of the shows are co-ed, even though it says like women's summer spring fashion, like that really doesn't mean anything. And honestly, like nowadays, what does that truthfully mean? Wear what you want, do what you want, make yourself happy. That also goes into the spring summer 2020. I'm sorry, I keep pushing this. I'm literally like that annoying like 8th grade teacher that takes like one sentence and takes it like 20 miles further than where the author even originally intended for it to go. But anyway, it doesn't really matter, but I still feel like I should have focused and I added some part of the men's show. So from the men's Versace show, it literally just screamed leather in my face. Leather everything. Leather pants, leather jackets, leather tops, leather shoes, leather accessories, leather. Like leather is it, and that's what it's gonna be. If you're not ready for it, then get the fuck out. Like literally every single piece I literally walked that runway had leather in it. The overall large leather pieces I did not enjoy, but I did want to share that as a trend in case that does sound like anything you guys want to subscribe to or something that fits into your wardrobe and your own personal style. There was such a large emphasis on leopard print. I hope to God as many people incorporate this, especially men, into their wardrobe. Leopard print was everywhere in the clothes. There's a pair of just leopard pants. I'm sure there's like a leopard jacket. There are leopard print bags. There's leopard print everywhere. And I feel like women have already kind of hopped onto that. Okay, like bring back the prints, leopard print, like all of that has been big and bad happening all over the fashion industry. But men, I feel like I want to see more of it. I really hope I see more of it this season. That's just my hopes. There was so much contrast in terms of textures and prints when it came to the pieces, especially I noticed that in the men's Versace collection. There's just so many different examples of when two different prints were put together. It was almost kind of ugly to the point of it being like fashion. Like, take ugly and make it fashion. That's literally what happened. And I love it personally. I'm here for it. I'm subscribing. Now, will I be able to fit that into my wardrobe and make it a long-lasting piece? Because we don't really want to subscribe to fast fashion. And so I feel like trends should fit your wardrobe, the ones that you choose to subscribe to. So I don't know if I will be able to find a piece before this season comes up that feeds into that trend, which I really love. But I'm gonna try because it really is gorgeous. Along with self-defining too and talking about shapes, there was a lot of puffy arms. I think that's definitely a thing that's coming back. I feel like over the shoulders was almost like the antecedent, like the pre-calling, alluding to what's about to happen, which is puffy shoulders, puffy arms. Actually, not just puffy shoulders. It really was just puffy arms in general. That's definitely a thing. Along with see-through, there's literally slits everywhere, which I love. If you know me, I love skin, I love body. That's what it is, and that's who I am. I love skin, I love body, I love those little like cuts where you just see random pieces of skin. I feel like that's just very sensual and very sexy, truthfully. So I love that there were slits everywhere, all over the runway, no matter who it was, no matter the brand, like everybody was doing it. There were very obviously sensual and like in your face slits, but there were also slits that were like on the side of the body, on the torso. Versace did do a lot of body slits, and then there were a lot of chest slits. And chest slits I felt like were very different because I feel like I haven't seen that option before. I have seen like, you know, those flowy tops, almost like business casual tops that have like a little like that right there, but that's it. No, like there were slits all over the body, on the torso, on the shoulder, like everything was just so beautiful and so much about like yourself and your body. Beyond like fashion trends and clothing pieces, I do want to add there was a trend of large shades. That was really the only kind of accessorized trend I noticed. Shoes didn't seem too repetitive in trends, but overall there was a lot of large shades all over the runway. Furthermore, Dior, they did a lot with hats, which I really loved, and they're almost looking like straw hats, which I really loved because it gave their pieces a lot of mystery, because most of the hats were covering the model's face, so you couldn't even pay attention or look at, oh, who's modeling this piece. It was literally letting the piece talk for themselves. But I also like the hats because when they're straw hats, I don't feel like people wear those a lot. And they also gave me, I don't know if you've seen the movie, definitely should though, Daughters of the Dust. It gave me so much Daughter of the Dust vibes on top of being in such a woodsy area. So whether that's supposed to be a commentary on up and coming fashion, or if that was just so that the pieces are allowed to talk for themselves, I'm not sure. But I just wanted to throw that in there. I love that, and especially because I feel like personally that was a reference to Daughters of the Dust. But oh well, that was my own connection that I made. Wow, I literally covered every single trend. I mean, I was a little bit all over the place, so this editing might be a tad choppy, and if it is, I am so sorry. But there was so much to cover, and my notes were all over this page, so I'm super proud of myself for just doing that, because that was a lot of information. But I'm super excited to edit this, and it's honestly, fashion is one of my passions. I love clothing. I love fashion so much. So I'm so happy that I was able to produce this video. That's something I really care about, and hopefully some of you guys really care about. And if it is something you care about, make sure to hit the subscribe button, because this is definitely where I'm trying to gear my channel towards more. Please, please, please comment down below and let me know which trend that you saw on the runway or that I talked about that you absolutely love or can't wait to see be incorporated in streetwear, or that you personally plan to subscribe to, as well as let me know which trends you just don't like or that you think is stupid, because to be honest, we all have our opinions, and just because it's high fashion on the runway does not mean or automatically make it good. So please comment down below. I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are and just have a genuine conversation. And with that being said, I have an ongoing 50 minutes of footage to have to edit. I'm gonna shut up, and I'm gonna leave you guys with this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing week or weekend. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share, because that really does help my channel out a lot and helping me grow. So thank you for going ahead and doing that, because I'm assuming that you guys are gonna do that because you're just that awesome. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Oh, I did it, and now I have to go to work. Don't forget to follow my Instagram and Twitter.